This recovery has been very different from past recoveries. As we look at the recovery post 9/11 or other recessionary periods, we saw rapid growth and a boost in consumer confidence. From the beginning, this recovery has been a bit of a stop and start recovery with slow growth, fueling improvements in operating fundamentals within our space. This past year was a good year as we saw occupancies begin to stabilize at our portfolio of hotels, and an ability to push rate, which enabled us to drive margins across our portfolios in multiple markets. Looking forward, our expectation is that we'll see a continuation of what we saw last year. Right now, with stable occupancy, we have an ability to drive operating fundamentals at the property level in a meaningful way. And while there continues to be a lot of uncertainty as to the long-term direction, prognosticators generally are aligned in thinking that we'll see continued growth in the GDP, which really highly correlates to success in our business. The management team for Apple Hospitality REIT has been together for over a decade and a half, and over that period of time has been very active in the space, creating 8 separate hospitality REITs. 4 of those were taken full cycle, 3 were merged, and in May we listed the merged company on the New York Stock Exchange, May of 2015. In the intervening period of time, we've had opportunity to meet with a large number of institutional and retail investment groups, and have found that the story that proved very effective for us in terms of our corporate strategy has resonated very well with a broader audience of investors. We've been focused on in building a portfolio in such a way that we were able to mitigate risk in an otherwise volatile industry through geographic diversification and through focus on a segment of the industry, the upscale, select service, and extended stay segment, which has been known and proven itself for us to perform on a relative basis very stably over multiple cycles. The proposed merger between Marriott and Starwood is a continuation of a trend that we've really seen playing out over the past decade and a half. We began business in the hospitality space with Promise, which was later acquired by Hilton. Over that same period of time, we've seen consolidation in the ownership of hotels as groups like our group and other private equity firms have gathered and assembled large portfolios within the space. There are benefits to scale ownership, and there are benefits to owning a larger portfolio of brands. In that Marriott's able, I think, on a go-forward basis, just as Hilton was with their acquisition of Promise, to introduce and to expose their customer base to a broader variety of options, which really benefit both travelers and ultimately us because of our affiliation with the Marriott brands. Given our relationship with Marriott and our focus on extended stay product, we see potential for benefit for our particular portfolio of hotels from the proposed transaction between Marriott and Starwood. Starwood has, over the years, developed a very loyal consumer base who has loved their product and has developed a very strong presence in the upper upscale and luxury segment. Over time, those guests haven't had opportunity to really build point balances by staying extended stay in select service hotels because of the lack of distribution that Starwood had in those particular segments. Given our concentration and our relationship with Marriott, we feel that we'll have opportunity to introduce this very loyal customer base to product that they'll be very interested and excited about. And we see that benefiting us and driving short-term results. Because of our long-standing relationship with Marriott, we also anticipate and hope to be included in the process as they explore how the brands will be integrated in order to maximize performance on a go-forward basis.